You know those Instagram ads, right? The ones that promise, well, everything.
Oh, yeah. Especially for beauty stuff.
Exactly. And I keep seeing these ads for wigs, specifically,
Mm-hmm.
always talking about salon quality at affordable prices.
Mm-hmm. The magic phrase.
Right. And look, when something's like maybe $200 and it claims it's both super cheap and premium quality,
Hmm.
my skepticism alarm just goes off big time.
It does sound a bit too good to be true, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
So today, we're going to try and cut through all that marketing noise.
Get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, we're doing a proper deep dive into Westkiss hair. We've looked at a bunch of sources, but mainly this really detailed breakdown from the Savage Reviews YouTube channel. They went through hundreds, literally hundreds, of customer reviews.
That's a lot of data.
It is, and our mission here, for you listening, is to figure out what's really happening. Do those online promises actually, hold up in reality?
We want to give you a clear picture of what you can actually expect if you decide to buy. And what's really interesting here, I think, is that tension you mentioned, that promise of high-end results for a low price. It's powerful.
Totally.
It makes people wonder, should I risk it? Should I go for it?
Yeah.
So we're going to connect the dots using all that review data, help you figure out if Westkiss is like a hidden gem or maybe just, well, an online gamble.
Okay, let's start with the good stuff, the initial appeal. Because honestly, Westkiss does a really good job grabbing your attention.
They definitely know how to market.
For sure. So what we found is they operate out of Zhuchang, China. And apparently that place is like the global capital for human hair processing.
Yeah, that's significant. If you know the industry, you know Zhuchang.
Right. So you think, okay, they're at the source. That sounds promising. And the numbers at first glance seem to back it up. They've got over 1,000 reviews on Trustpilot.
1,000. Wow.
Yeah, and averaging 4.4 stars.
Yeah.
Which, sounds pretty solid.
It does. So what are people saying in those positive reviews?
Well, the common themes are things like customers just raving about the hair being super soft, really full.
The things you want in a wig.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that it lasts for months. People also praise the customer service, some of them anyway, and this HD lace, the stuff.
Oh, yeah, the invisible lace, it's supposed to blend right in.
That's the one. They say it melts into any skin tone. People love how natural it looks. We even saw reviews from people claiming 10 years of loyalty.
10 years? That's
Yeah.
quite a claim.
Isn't it? Saying they get perfectly customized wigs. And get this, a few people even said the hair arrived longer than they ordered.
Huh. That's unusual. Usually it's the other way around, if anything.
Right. So when you factor in the price, usually like $100 to $200.
Which is pretty low for human hair wigs.
It's very reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially compared to premium brands charging, $400, $600, maybe more.
Easily.
So you can see why it looks so appealing initially. It really makes you think, wow, maybe I found a secret deal here.
And that initial appeal, it taps right into that direct-to-consumer promise, doesn't it? Quality, but cheaper because you cut out the middleman.
Mm-hmm.
And the Zhuchang location, well, that's not just fluff. It really does mean they have access to top-notch processing facilities, established supply chains.
Okay.
That infrastructure is genuinely why some customers probably do get those amazing wigs they describe. The potential for good quality is absolutely there because of that location and that business model.
Right, the potential.
Exactly. But,
Yeah.
and this is the big but, the consistency of that quality, that seems to be a whole other story.
Yeah, that's a really key distinction,
Yeah.
potential versus consistent delivery. Because, okay, the glowing reviews sound great, but then you hit the complaints section,
Oh.
and yeah, the story gets, let's say, complicated. The honeymoon period seems to send pretty fast for quite a few buyers.
So what kinds of issues are cropping up?
We found some really specific, kind of baffling quality control problems. Like, imagine getting your wig, you're all excited,
Yeah.
and the front part, the frontal, has a totally different curl pattern than the back.
Wait, what? Like tight curls in front and waves in the back?
Something like that. Just a complete mismatch. You'd think, how did that even leave the factory?
That's bizarre. What did they say about that?
Okay, this is where it gets wild. Their explanation, according to the review, was that it was an intentional design for easier maintenance.
Intentional, easier maintenance. That sounds like, well, nonsense.
Weapons grade nonsense, yeah. It's like trying to sell a defect as a feature. It just doesn't track.
No, not at all. That's a classic deflection tactic you sometimes see when quality control is spotty, trying to spin a clear mistake.
Right. And beyond that specific kind of funny example, there were lots of mentions of chemical smells.
Ugh, the smell test.
Yeah.
Always important.
Definitely. People saying it took several washes, sometimes even soaking the wig, just to get rid of this awful, persistent chemical odor.
That's not a good sign. Usually points to heavy processing.
Yeah. And then there was this one review where the person styled the wig once, and the back just turned into this matted ball of hair.
Matted after one styling.
Yep. Making it basically unwearable unless you just put it in a ponytail.
Wow. So these aren't just minor flaws. These are pretty fundamental problems.
Exactly. It shifts the whole picture from premium bargain to problematic purchase really fast.
And this really makes you ask, what's the real cost here? It's not just the 100 or $200.
Right.
It's the disappointment, the time you waste trying to fix it. Maybe you can't even wear it. That's a hidden cost.
Totally.
And these kinds of inconsistencies, frankly, it's sort of a hallmark of some direct-to-consumer brands that maybe don't have super tight oversight on every single unit going out the door.
Right.
The same system that lets the good ones through might also let these duds slip past.
And what about customer service when things go wrong? You mentioned some praise earlier, but what about for these big issues?
It's very mixed. Some people did say they were responsive, but others. They complained about being offered something like a $20 credit.
$20?
Yeah, a $20 credit for a wig that cost them maybe close to $200 and was clearly defective.
That's insulting almost.
It really signals how they handle serious problems, doesn't it? That gap between the cost of the faulty item and the compensation offered, it suggests they might figure it's cheaper to offer a tiny credit than to fix the quality control or have a generous return policy.
That feeling of wasted time and effort. It's so frustrating. It reminds me, this is silly, but I once ordered a designer dog bed online. Looked amazing in the photos. It arrived and was literally the size of a teacup. My dog just looked at it like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Same kind of promise versus reality gap.
Exactly. So, okay, bad quality control, questionable customer service responses. It's already giving pause. But then we found something else, something that, frankly, feels much more serious.
Okay, what's that?
We found reviews explicitly stating that West Kiss Hair used fake testimonials.
Fake testimonials, like made-up reviews.
Worse, they were apparently using stolen photos from social media without permission.
Whoa, wait. Stolen photos, not stock images.
No, not stock photos, which is bad enough. These reviews claimed they were photos of just random people, regular individuals.
Yeah.
Not influencers, not models.
Just ordinary people whose pictures were lifted from their social media?
Exactly. Lifted from their profiles and used in fake reviews to make it look like they were endorsing West Kiss Hair they'd never even bought.
Okay, that crosses a major ethical line.
A huge line. It's one thing to have quality issues. That happens.
Right.
But actively deceiving people by creating fake endorsements with stolen images.
Then it fundamentally undermines any trust you might have had. How can you believe any review after hearing that?
Right. It makes you question everything. The positive reviews, the pictures on their site, all of it.
And stepping back, this kind of behavior, it damages more than just their own brand. It erodes trust in the entire online review system. We rely on reviews, right, to make decisions. When companies fake them, especially using stolen identities, it makes everyone more cynical. It makes it harder to know what's real and what's manufactured. It's not just about a wig anymore. It's about the basic integrity of online commerce.
That's a really sobering thought.
It is. When you see a brand resorting to tactics like that, what does that tell you about their values, their desperation maybe? It forces you, as a consumer, to be way more critical, to dig much deeper than just star ratings.
Absolutely. You have to become a detective just to buy a wig.
Pretty much. It's a serious violation of trust.
Okay, so we've looked at the good, the bad, and now the ethically questionable. We've analyzed hundreds of reviews. What's the final takeaway? What does this all mean for you, the listener, if you're actually thinking about buying from West Kiss?
Well, look, the bottom line seems to be this. West Kiss probably isn't an outright scam, like they take your money and send nothing.
Okay.
But it is, without a doubt, what the source called a quality lottery.
A lottery. Okay. Explain that.
Some people genuinely seem to hit the jackpot. They get those stunning wigs, the ones that last for years, the ones that live up to the hype from the Zhuchong facilities. They get the dream product.
Right. The good reviews aren't all fake, presumably.
Presumably not. But then there's the other side of the lottery ticket. Other people draw a losing number. They get the wigs that smell like chemicals, the ones with mismatched textures, the hair that mats up instantly.
The duds we talked about.
Exactly. And those stolen photo testimonials, I mean, those are just massive red red flags. You can't just brush those aside. They raise serious questions about the company's honesty and ethics.
So it's a gamble.
It's absolutely a gamble. If you're thinking about buying from Westkiss, you have to go in understanding that you might get something great, or you might get a real disappointment.
And if you get a dud.
Well, based on the reports about their customer service and that low credit offer, their return policy seems to offer pretty minimal help for defects. So if you lose the lottery, you're likely out most of your money. Yeah, so you have to factor that risk, both financial and, the frustration factor into your decision.
Are there better options in that price range?
Our source suggested that for similar money, you might be better off looking at more established retailers known for better, more consistent quality control and clearer ethics to avoid the lottery aspect.
Makes sense. Minimize the risk.
Exactly. It's about getting peace of mind, not just potentially a cheap wig.
Right. Well, this deep dive really peeled back the layers, didn't it? Behind those glossy ads, there's a much more complex and frankly riskier reality.
It seems so.
Hopefully breaking this down saves you some potential frustration, maybe some money. It's exactly why we do these deep dives, to look into these products that promise the world but sometimes deliver chaos.
Or at least inconsistency and some serious trust issues.
Yeah. And it makes you think, doesn't it?
Definitely. This whole situation, it brings up a bigger question for all of us, I think.
Which is,
how much do we really value things like consistency
Mhm.
and transparency and, frankly, basic ethical behavior when we're buying something, especially something personal like a wig?
That's a good question. Is the lowest price always worth the potential headache?
Right. Is the sticker price the true cost? Or do you need to factor in the risk, the potential disappointment, the feeling of maybe being misled? It really forces a critical look at how we decide where to spend our money online.
Food for thought, definitely. Well, thank you for joining us on this quite revealing deep dive.
My pleasure.
We really hope this insight helps you make more informed choices next time you're scrolling through those ads, whether it's for hair or anything else. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning what you see online.